So I'm an empowerment specialist for faithpreneurs, and that is faith-based entrepreneurs, those who have a desire to share their brilliance in a product, service, program, whatever industry they want to touch, but they understand that there is a greater being, that God is in control and able to help them walk in their divine destiny so they can share their brilliance with the world unapologetically. I don't tell people what to do, what to believe, but I don't deny what I believe, and I know it's that guidance that's helped me create this international platform to be able to work with less than others and do the great work of changing and empowering lives.
You are a faith-based empowerment specialist. And tell us how that differs from any other kind of empowerment specialist.
Being bold enough to not sugarcoat or dilute the fact that my faith is the grounding of my work. So through prayer, through divine orchestration of the work that I was predestined to do, that I'm able to give people an opportunity to shift the things that distract them from walking in their destiny, and use a set of principles and way of living that I have been able to successfully navigate these waters called life and stand in that truth. So much so that I've taken the next step further and actually protected the illicit intellectual property of faithpreneurs, a new term. Some people have been using it, but I wanted to brand it and to be clear that a faithpreneur is a faith-based entrepreneur who believes that they're not operating just on their own strength and on their own wonderfulness, if that we could create that word, but that they're operating under a divine assignment that has been given to them and that the world needs them to execute so that we can change this planet one person at a time.
Now, your work has been featured on Access Hollywood, yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Tell us about that experience.
So that was one of the companies that I own. We do event strategy for a nonprofit and community-based organization, and they did a feature on me as an entrepreneur and talking about one of the shows that a lot of people know about, and that is Bridezilla. It wasn't called that when we first did it, and they wanted to do some behind the scenes of what it looks like when preparing for those sorts of events, that particular client, and being an entrepreneur in New York City.
Of course, if people haven't seen the show, they've at least seen the promos for the show. What did you do? Did you do the advanced work in terms of getting the media exposure? Was it your idea? What role did you play?
Well, they sought me out because my company, we were the consultants for the bride, and they were looking for a particular aged bride that waited to get married and didn't do it at the typical or the traditional early stages in life, but a little later. And they were looking for doing a documentary initially, and then in the world of TV and production, you can change very quickly through the editing process what you actually deliver to the world. So that's what happened with us. It was initially a documentary, and they found the footage to be so good that they wanted to create this whole season and show around titling these young women as Bridezilla. Didn't quite agree with it. Had I known, Ms. Mildred, I might have done something different, but it was great opportunity and exposure. But it's really about how the work was represented and what they wanted to find out with brides in New York City.
Got to go to break, but when we come back, I want to talk with you about, what are the mistakes people are making? This is certainly the season for entrepreneurship. If there was ever a time when people from our community needed to consider it and master the techniques in winning in the entrepreneurial world, that time is now. Can we talk a little bit about that after this break?
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Empowerment specialist Dr. Stacey Grant, my guest here on the Mildred Gaddis Show. If you have some questions or comments, give her a call here at 313-568-1200.
Welcome to WPHB